I'm here at UMass Amherst, and I'm the scenic designer for Little Shop. Way back when, I would say, undergraduate, I had a very big interest in the technical side of theater. And along the lines of it, I also began assisting the scenic designer at my undergraduate school, and it just became more and more of a hobby and more of an interest until I eventually had designed the majority of the shows there with him. And I decided that I wanted to pursue that as a career. I think the most challenging part of musicals is perhaps so many elements are involved. Not to say that non-musicals don't have many elements, but here you have additional people to work with. You have music, the director, choreographer, sound has a big part of it. I mean, they have to set up all their own equipment, and it's just the collaborative process kicked in overdrive. You need to speak to everybody, and everybody needs to be on the same page. When I had found out that I was designing Little Shop of Horrors, I began talking with the director, Dawn Williams, about what are some of her visions for it. What did she see? So in the beginning processes is just the conversation between her and I on the looks of Skid Row and the flower shop itself, and how Audrey, too, the plant, fits into it. Well, right now we are painting the set.
Right.
In terms of designing and everything, that's all finished. Pretty much set. The props master's doing a great job getting all the items for rehearsal and our finalized props. Construction is pretty much finishing up minor details on the set itself, and it's just working with the paint crew, and we're painting the set every day.
As I mentioned, there are several different ways of doing brick. This, however, is one of the most time-consuming methods. However, with the perspective that's going on, is I felt that this was the easiest way to stay in those needed boundaries of different measurements that were happening, and that it's good practice. We don't often use charcoal, but this is a good time to use it and see a specific way in how bricks are made.
So what we have here is basically my paint elevation for the show itself. The flat that you saw Allison working on is actually not represented here. However, this will give you an idea of what the finished brick will look like. So we have the process itself is base paint white, do a wash of gray to tone it down and to give our kind of an overall monochromatic look. And then we painted our mortar, and we have our bricks selective throughout the set itself. It's really random, but just enough to make to give it some extra depth. Then we go back in and do highlights and lowlights. Essentially finish the paint, and then the biggest one is just to get the set standing. We've been kind of shuffling around in a big puzzle on our stage to find room to make other things and to continue painting. So we're looking at load in and probably the light hang and focus are the biggest things that are coming out. What I'm excited to see is the set standing. I mean, granted, I'll see it several times before opening night, but I imagine it's just the feeling that, this is it. We're starting now. Your job's pretty much over for this production. Not to say that it is, but it's kind of the gift for the long process that's been going on for months since it was handed to me to design Little Shop.
Dennis, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing your work.
Thank you very much.
Edit that out.